Hello, and today we are talking about Solveig, I think she's called, which is probably my favorite supporting character of, yeah, one of my favorite supporting character because of her level 1 skill. Um, and of course she is from the expansion Friends and Foes, where they introduced a lot of giving, exploding zombies in, so her kit is actually made to support that a little bit more, even though she's mostly a melee character. So, what does she do? Well, the skill Born Leader makes it so that once per turn you can target one of your own other allies and they get a free action that turn. And that is a free thing you can do. You don't use your other actions to it. So that means that in this case, like, this character can attack or use his skills or anything that he haven't used this turn, which I think is really good, because sometimes when you're getting into the later game, an extra action can really help whittle down the zombies in the way, which also makes her really important for helping on in bigger maps to if someone is off on their own and you can see their 4 actions are not enough to get them out of the pickle. You can use her to give them an extra action to get them out of the pickle. It works especially good with the character who has a lot of mobility, or a lot of a good weapon or anything to eliminate the zombies. In orange level she get 1 free combat action. That basically means she gets a free attacks of any combat actions, which is spells, bows, and melee weapon. Or you can choose the skill. Let's see if we can get it to focus. Brother in Arms Ironhide. Basically what that means is, if you're standing on the same field as someone else and something attack you, the zombie has to roll die, and if they roll a 6, let's see, you will take no damage. And if you have an armor on your body slot, you basically take the armor value, and when the zombie rolls, let's say you have an armor value of 4 and they roll 3, you add 1 to that, so it becomes a 4, meaning it's a really good skill to make yourself extremely tanky. Of course, if you cannot go lower than 1, because that's just inside in the rule, but she makes so that your team can get extremely tanky very quickly if you find the right gear. So I normally take this one because I like to keep my groups together and solve all the objects. Of course, sometimes you have to split up, but having them together with her really makes a lot of sense in 9 out of 10 situations. Now in red she gets another free combat action, which is the same as the orange skill. Or she gets +1 to die roll melee. Basically that means that when you're looking at a melee weapon like the heavy shot, but we'll get to that, you can see it will hit on a 3. So if you roll a 2 on the die, you have to +1 to it, so it becomes a 3. Which I think is a really good one, but I think Bloodlust melee works even better. If she is, she makes basically what Bloodlust does is that for 1 action she can move up to 2 spaces and make an attack action, which really makes her good to get into the fray and help out teammates. Like I said, if someone is trapped by a zombie and have used all the actions and you don't have Born Leader, but she is close by, you can move her in and eliminate as many zombies you can. And even if there still are some zombies next turn, you at least have Ironhide to help them, both your characters survive. So all in all, I think her skills really cement the fine line between being a supporting character but also being extremely melee focused character. Now let's talk about her body slot weapon, which is the heavy sword, and I showed it off a little bit before here, which is a weapon introduced in Friends and Foes, which basically says that you can only hit in the same field that you're in. Normally you roll 2 die and you hit on a 3, but you can see here there's a text that says you get another die if you have Heavy Dagger Encrypt, giving you 3 die. And the fun part is, Heavy Dagger, actually, if you equip with another melee weapon, you gain another die, and makes the damage to a 2 instead of a 1, meaning you can eliminate brutes size enemy. So I think Heavy Sword and Heavy Dagger is really one of the better combination of weapons that exist. Up there with Northern Sword, Northern Shield, because they are working so well together. And the hit rate of the Heavy Sword is so good, especially if you take +1 to die roll melee. So yeah, all in all, I really like her, even though I cannot pronounce her name. And if we look at her model, you can see it's the exact same as her picture, where she's standing with her shield raised above her and a bow on her back. That's the bow, right? No, that's her hair. Right, my bad. And yeah, she's pretty much based on a Valkyrie from a Viking, a shield maiden, also they're called. And yeah, I actually enjoy playing her a lot. And when I'm playing with new players, I always pick her to as my character, just because if they get into a sticky situation, I can at least help them a little bit without telling them what we need to do. Because it's really important for me to, when I'm playing with people who are not experienced in zombicide, to let them make the decision, and then I support them in whatever decision they make. So yeah, all in all, I think she's the one I have played the most with in all my games. And yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this and have a nice day.